If the rental doesn't make sense, then don't buy. Look at the rental first instead of the capital gain. So if you are able to get 70 to 80% of your rental covering your installment, that means you are getting a loan interest-free. Whether you should be engaging multiple different contractors, it depends. If you get the value out of it, then yes, value as in not just pricing, is also the timing. The time of delivering your unit, how fast and how consistent is their delivery. If they are giving you value in terms of timing and also the overall delivery, the quality of the delivery, then yes. Otherwise, if cases to point out, like if you wait for a cheaper vendor, but the cheaper vendor maybe in terms of delivery, they are not so consistent. They are not coming from the rental based or rental oriented kind of solution provider, so they may take you another like 1 or 2 months extra just to deliver the unit to you. 1 to 2 months is actually a vacancy cost. Let's say your unit is like spending 2,000, right, every month for installment. 2 months is already 4,000. How much you can save by engaging another vendor which gives you a cheaper price, right? Also have to think of that as well. Sometimes I find it is more important to understand from the business point of view. Investing in properties, right, is literally business. You need to have your unit ready, that means your product ready as soon as possible. You know how to price it, you know how to differentiate your product, promote it, market your unit out so that there is customer, there's tenant wanted the unit. The moment you rent out the unit, right, at least you have the cash flow already. Whether you have cash flow negative, positive, or even break even. So that depends on what is a product that you are buying lah. Of course, that one is an early stage when you buy a property. That's a consideration. So when you get your unit already, right, it's always rule of thumb to get the unit out as soon as possible. Logic being, because the longer you take, the higher vacancy costs yet you have to bear. Second thing is that the later you submit your defects, right, more people are waiting for the defects. It will take you longer time to get your defects fixed, completed, and then you can start your renovation, and then you can rent it out or move in as your own stay. All of this, right, doesn't mean you don't have any cost, you know. The later, the longer you wait for your unit to be ready and then rent it out, this is all costs. Your opportunity cost, you have vacancy cost. So get your unit in a value for money kind of way to do it up. Don't spend too much. How do you know not to spend too much? Of course, quick rule of thumb is around 12 months to 18 months of your rental. So let's say your rental can be 2,000. The minimum you should spend for your budget is 24,000 up to maximum 36,000, regardless of your size, layout first. Of course, this is based on experience. I don't want to explain on how do I get the 12 months to 18 months or better experience, because if you spend more, you splurge more, right, does it convert into your rental? That's the first question you ask. Second thing is that even though it doesn't convert into rental, right, does it help you to rent the unit out faster? That's the two things. So it's about rentability. Rentability, that means you can rent at the highest possible rental. Second thing, you can rent at the fastest speed possible. People use 3 months to rent out the unit at 2,000. You use 1 month to rent out at 2,000 or even 1,009. Even at 1,009, maybe on surface you think that you are on the losing side. But 1,009 rent it out at the first month compared to 2,000 rent it out at the month number 3 or number 4. Because of 2 months of vacancy, there's already 4,000. 4,000 divided by 12. Right? You can calculate yourself which one is more maximized in terms of your value. You are a property investor when you know this kind of cash flow type. 3 types. You know how to actually find a property which gives you positive cash flow, or at least break even, or at least the installment, the rental cover 80% of your installment. Why is it 80%? Because when you work out the amortization table, right, 70 to 80% of the installment actually pays to the interest of the loan, of the mortgage. So if you are able to get 70 to 80% of your rental covering your installment, that means you are getting a loan interest free. That means you are investing in the property, but you are just repaying back the principal over the years, over the 25 to 35 years Is it important or not to buy a property that is giving you at least 80% rental covering your installment? Definitely lah, you're buying for investment ma. You're not buying for own stay because you like, because you have the money that you spend of it. You buy property for investment, you need to make sure that the rental makes sense. If the rental doesn't make sense, then don't buy. Why buy into something which uncertainty whereby you need to wait 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, only you can gain in terms of the capital gain. And capital gain is a very uncertain game. Maybe 15 years later, right, you don't have any capital gain because of other competition, other factor and so on, right? So look at the rental first instead of the capital gain. Rental is immediate, what you can see, what you can study, analyze today. Capital gain is a future. How do you know whether the rental can cover the installment? Of course, you can do the analysis ma. You understand, you study 20, 30, 40 properties around, similar properties. Don't study different type of category. Always emphasize on similar type of category of properties, similar size, similar layout, then only you can compare, make a fair comparison. Then let's say you already study Gao already, it's more comprehensive study. You know that the rental is 2,000. Your installment of the new unit or even an auction unit or even a subsale unit is maybe around 1,600, 1,700. Then you check the maintenance fee, how much is it? Can it cover maintenance and the sinking fund or not? Which cash flow type it falls into? Whether cash flow number 1, which is positive cash flow and also covering the maintenance and sinking fund. Cash flow number 2, yeah, they cover the installment but barely able to cover the entire maintenance and sinking fund. The third one, break even around installment, rental equivalent around installment. Then the fourth cash flow is the rental able to cover 80% of the installment. And of course, the lastly, which is the worst case scenario, rental cannot cover. At this kind of cash flow, right, I would think that given myself, my own personal opinion, I will buy the property because maybe I like it so much that I don't mind in terms of the cash flow. And the same thing, if you are an owner, you want to engage for a Reno to rent solution. That means end to end. We are not just doing on Reno part or the rental part only. We are delivering end to end complete solution, including things like the subsoil things like defects inspection, submit defects. We want to cover everything so that we control the entire speed of delivery, consistency, the quality of the unit, and of course, most important thing, ultimate outcome is to rent the unit out at the best possible rate as the best possible time frame. If there's any more question, feel free to ask me, drop your comment below, or even drop your DM to me directly to the Instagram. Today's videos is quite different. It's like a Q&A. So I've been gathering all these questions from different platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So try to answer as many questions as possible regarding before you buy, what are the things that you need to do during your purchase and after your purchase, after you have gotten your key, what are the important things, journey that a property investor will go through, will need to know, will experience along the way, right? So hope it helps. Follow for more video like this. I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.